So the question is, why do so many of us feel the need to post our lives all over social media? With that said, let's dive into today's learning. So imagine you're on an amazing holiday, somewhere really remote, hidden, where time stops still. And your only thought is, where can I get Wi-Fi so I can upload this to my story? How has this become the norm in society? If we're not uploading a picture or video, we jump on these platforms and scroll. It starts with a few minutes, but it can easily become a few hours. So the question is, why do we even post on social media? Well, essentially it really comes down to our most basic psychological human need. That we are social beings that crave attention and belonging. And when we don't get it, we feel left out, isolated, which can lead to us feeling anxious and spiraling out of control. It's not surprising that the first and last thing that most people do in their day is check their social media feeds. When we see that notification tab light up, we excitedly click to see how many people have liked, shared, reacted, or commented on our posts. It comes back to what we just said. We are craving attention. So when we get it, we feel validated. We feel we belong. We feel valued. Question is, what's wrong with that? Well, we now know that although dopamine creates the pleasure feeling, it also makes us want to seek out that behavior more. Or put another way, the more likes or comments we get, the more we want. Are you starting to see why this might be a problem? What's really interesting is if we replace the term social media with, let's say, cocaine, people looking at the situation will be quick to say that's an addiction forming. So when the average person spends 2.5 hours every day, not some days, every day on social media platforms, why don't we call this an addiction? Let's take a deeper look at the definition of an addiction and see if excessive social media consumption fits the bill. An addiction is defined as a neuropsychological disorder characterized by a persistent and intense urge to engage in certain behaviors despite substantial harm and other negative consequences. Now, people look at this and say, but it's only social media, right? Or, dude, everyone uses social media. Are you telling me that everybody's addicted? Like with nearly all things in life, it's about moderation. But yes, there definitely are negative consequences of social media addiction. Things we alluded to before: isolation, victimization, anxiety, and mental health breakdown. So, what's the solution? Well, the answer is some form of digital detox. So what does that mean? Well, some of my best friends have completely deleted the platforms. And although it was very hard for the first few days, after a while, they just got used to it. Personally, one thing that's really worked for me was removing the Facebook and Instagram icons from my iPhone home screen, which is not the same as deleting the app. See, my issue was if I was bored or had a spare 5 minutes, I would check my phone for notifications like WhatsApp messages and emails. And then my next click would be one of these platforms because I can see them on the screen. But with them removed, it reduced the amount of time I spent on them. And actually my screen time, that's something that pops up on all Apple devices from time to time, also went down. Look, there is no one right way to digitally detox. So you kind of just have to try something, anything, and see what happens. In the words of Stephen Bartlett, to work out things in life, including things about yourself, simply increase your rate of experimentation. i.e., keep trying things and see what sticks. I'll leave you with this. When recently traveling to Matera, which is in southern Italy, I resisted the urge to post online and just really focused on taking in what was around me. I focused on just being present. Because remember, my friends, privacy is priceless. Here's my challenge to you. For the next 3 days, carry on as normal, but write down how long you spend on social media. Then look at this number and aim to reduce it by 10% for 1 week. If you manage this, try increasing it by another 10%. The goal here is to steadily reduce usage to a level that you feel is acceptable and sustainable. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. Comment below on how you digitally detoxed and what worked for you. As always, I'll leave you with my mantra: have more, do more, be more. Be sure to subscribe, share and like. Send this to one person who really needs to hear this message, and I'll see you in the next video.